Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you all for joining here today. We can see that there's devotee stalwart leaders from all over the world. We have Nandini Kishori, Mataji, Krishna Monks, RVC, Netherlands, Bhakti Ashram, Bhakti Center, Hare Krishna, Ranchor Prabhu, Anutama Prabhu from Canada, Vishwabandhu Prabhu, Vedavid Krishna Prabhu, Adinath Krishna Prabhu, Ashok, Prisha, Adishwari Radha, Guru Bhakti, Dasi. We have Sunny Prabhu, Shama Bhakti Mataji, Uttama Krishna Prabhu from Balram Desh, Siddhant Sagar Prabhu, Mukharvinda Prabhu, Sukanti Radha, Venkatesh, and Naikatma Prabhus. Hare Krishna. We've gathered here today to offer the results of the 2025 Live to Give campaign. His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu is currently traveling. He's on his way to India and will not be joining the call today. But we have very exciting news from around the globe. Last night we met with devotees from Oceania and the Far East, and we got their reports on how ecstatic the campaign was, and we can't wait to hear from how things have been going here in the rest of the world, as we like to call it. So Ranchar Prabhu, who is going to help me facilitate this call, along with Siddhant Sagar and Sham Bhakti Mataji's. We are here to serve you, and we begin with the glorious offering from Africa.
Live to give, we live to give.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our humble obeisances at the dust of your most merciful lotus feet again and again. All glories to your divine grace. On behalf of the African Yatra, we would like to humbly offer you the results of the 2025 Love to Give campaign. The campaign ran from the 8th of September 2025 until the 7th of January 2026. On a morning walk in Mayapur in 1976, you said, "Our only business is to spread Bhagavad Gita as it is, door to door, town to town, city to city." We have understood from your teachings that book distribution is of paramount importance. We are very happy to offer you the results of this year's campaign. This year, a total of 10 African countries participated in the campaign and distributed a total of 15,189 Bhagavad Gitas. Dear Srila Prabhupada, we humbly offer you these results and pray for the mercy and blessings of Guru and Gauranga so that we may be instruments in your mission to spread Krishna consciousness across the world. We therefore pray that our capacity to distribute Krishna conscious literature may increase. Hare Krishna, your servants from the African Sankirtan team.
Jai Hare Krishna, Team Africa leading the way for all of us, inspiring us on the rise of book distribution. And as we'll see with the maps, Africa is lighting up with the mercy of Bhagavad Gita being spread all over the continent. Moving on next, Ranchor Prabhu, where do we have the next offering from?
Hare Krishna, we'll be hearing from continental Europe.
Jai. Trey Prabhu is going to be sharing the offering from continental Europe.
Live to give, we live to give.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances to all the wonderful Sankirtan devotees from all over the world. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I just want to give a quick report about our continental European Sankirtan book distribution for the Leave to Give campaign, distribution of Bhagavad Gita to one and all. We were very fortunate this year that some countries, they did way out to their goals, not only their goals, but their previous accomplishments in the years gone by. And first of all, number one place was France. France returned to their original glory with 10,121 Bhagavad Gitas distributed during the Live to Give campaign. With the Germanic language countries, which means Germany, Switzerland, and Austria all together, distributed 8,750 Bhagavad Gitas, which was very, very amazing, very wonderful. And we're also under the direction of His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu. We're making wonderful plans, the new program, GPS, for expanding and training all these devotees who did so well. They'll be helping to train and organize for the future marathons and campaigns to increase book distribution unlimitedly. And then in the third place was also amazing, was the Hungary, under the direction of Shivaram Swami. Hungary, they way outdid their usual scores with 4,230 Bhagavad Gitas for the Leave to Give campaign. And in fourth place, Italy, with 2,500 Bhagavad Gitas. I don't want to make any excuses. We should definitely do much better here in Italy, since I'm here in Italy. And the other countries, many of the other countries, did 1,500. Everyone made their contribution. Oh yes, excuse me. And the fifth place, which is also very surprising. These are small countries. Benelux. Benelux means Holland, Belgium, and Luxembourg. Luxembourg is a tiny little country, but it's one of the most expensive, richest countries. And so they did 3,670 Bhagavad Gitas for the Live to Give campaign. So altogether, in all the other countries, they all made their contribution, 1,000 Bhagavad Gitas, 1,500 Bhagavad Gitas. So altogether, the European yatras did, came in with a total of 37,485 Bhagavad Gitas for the Live to Give campaign. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Hare Krishna. Thank you, Trai Prabhu, for leading charge there in continental Europe and for bringing us all good news from around Europe. It's a classic example of how a lot of us all doing a little bit can make a big difference. Every Bhagavad Gita that we distribute is having an impact. What to speak of all the 37,800, with that number, 37,480 Bhagavad Gita that have been distributed in continental Europe. Trey Prabhu mentioned about Benelux and their success, and we have a special offering coming in from Benelux.
Live to give, we live to give.
Hare Krishna, dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Vaisheshika Prabhu, and all the assembled devotees. Please accept our humble obeisances and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. We would love to share with you the adventures and the results of the December Marathon in the Benelux, which means the results of Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. Our marathon started quite early this year in its planning. We gathered at the house of Rati Manjari Mataji in order to brainstorm what we could do for the December Marathon. We also organized a book distribution seminar by traveling Sankirtan devotee Bhakta Yarun, and we organized several classes on book distribution prior to the marathon. But our real marathon started on Gita Jayanti. On this day, the first book tables appeared, especially in Amsterdam. And in The Hague, Anandajit Prabhu gave a presentation of the Bhagavad Gita in more than 45 languages. We call him the one-man army, as by himself he distributed more than 600 Bhagavad Gitas during the marathon. Next to that, something very special happened in the Netherlands this year. Namely, for the first time in over 20 years, a Vaishnavi Sankirtan party was organized. Gita Govinda Mataji graciously opened up her home so that all the Vaishnavis could come, have morning program together, go out for the whole day on Sankirtan, and come back in the evening to share experiences and Sankirtan stories. So this was a real breakthrough for the Netherlands. And the joy and true meaning of Sankirtan, doing it together, could be relished within the heart. So in another part of the Netherlands, Narayani Mataji, the temple president of Adaryadam in Rotterdam, managed to gather a lot of donations from her congregation. And so she very selflessly donated this Lakshmi in the form of books to all the Sankirtan devotees. So we are very grateful that we always had books at our disposal because of her. There was another interesting feature in the Netherlands this year. Namely, Jai Gopal Prabhu, who is mostly the brain behind all the Sankirtan efforts and the BBT book publishing in the Netherlands, had an idea. When he looked in the storage room, we had so many of these books left, Path to Perfection in Dutch. There were many thousands, and for many years they were just gathering dust. So we thought, why not try and distribute these books as well, as they discuss some of the chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Above all expectations, we managed to distribute more than 5,500 of these books. Also, Belgium was on a roll this year. Yadurani Mataji, who is tirelessly involved in book distribution, had many book tables in Radhadesh, and especially during the Sunday feast, this was very successful, as she tried to actively engage all the visitors coming to Radhadesh for the first time. And also Gopinath Prabhu and Surya Kanya Mataji, they went out on the streets of Belgium to distribute books very boldly. And a very last point, we had one big surprise, namely one devotee from Suriname, where they also speak Dutch, ordered 1,000 Gitas in order to teach the Bhagavad Gita in a school there. So we are very grateful for that as well. So now off to the most important part, which is the results. The grand total of this year's marathon of the Benelux is 3,670 Bhagavad Gitas. of which 16 were in Arabic, which Prabhupada says is one of the most powerful books to distribute. We are very much looking forward to the upcoming year, which is hopefully also full of book distribution. We're starting up the Maha Sankirtan festivals every 2 months, and we are very, very grateful for Srila Prabhupada's mercy for giving us creativity and the strength for this year's marathon. Thank you so much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, what an enlivening offering from Netherlands. And we see that so many team members from Netherlands are there. Hare Krishna, all glories to your service. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So many innovations pouring in from Netherlands, inspirations, and you can see it from the countenance of the devotees, not just making the offering, but from the pictures. Amazing. So blessed to be in the association of such devotees. Moving on now, we have our next offering from London.
Live to give, we live to give.
One of the things I loved the most and that inspired me the most about the Live to Give campaign was a community spirit. Everyone was encouraged to be involved, everyone hit the pavement and did their best, and no matter how small the effort, everyone was congratulated and given their flowers for whatever endeavor they could do. It wasn't about how many books, but just touching the pavement, getting out there as a community and doing as much as we could for the greater good and spreading Srila Prabhupada's mission. So that was one of my favorite things about this year.
I really enjoyed the Live to Give campaign. I think it's a wonderful experience to be able to share the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita with the world. I had a few lovely experiences with people, and honestly, I struggle a lot with book distribution, but I felt that I had the help of so many devotees, and they were able to encourage me so much that I felt like I had to stay all until the end.
Hare Krishna. So, Live to Give campaign, for me, it was a spiritual marathon. Instead of feeling tired, I felt more and more energized with every Bhagavad Gita we distributed. It was great to see people's reaction when they realized it's not just a book, but manual for the life.
Hare Krishna. I'm one of the very fortunate souls that was blessed to be a part of the Live to Give campaign through ISKCON London, and it was so magical. It felt like a continuation of Gauri Leela. Everywhere you saw, there were devotees chanting the names of Krishna, or someone was trying to distribute a book on the street, and people were dancing in ecstasy, or they were simply just trying to encourage each other. And it was so beautiful to see Mahaprabhu's pastimes unravel and unfold in the heart, in the center of London. What a fortune we have to be a part of this mission.
So these were some of the amazing devotees who took part in the Live to Give campaign at ISKCON London. The fire was very high because the goal was high. We had a huge goal of distributing 28,000 Bhagavad Gitas at ISKCON London, and the goal was echoing in everyone's ear at the temple. Just to give a little perspective, if you stack 28,000 Bhagavad Gitas on top of each other, it's even taller than the Big Ben. Secondly, the weight of those 28,000 Bhagavad Gitas is actually 56 times more than mine. So it was a huge goal. That sure was a huge goal. I feel very honored, very gladdened to announce the scores of the Live to Give campaign at ISKCON London. We not just met or surpassed, but we smashed our goal of distribution of 28,000 Bhagavad Gitas. For the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, Shri Shri Radha Landaneshwara, Gaurnitai, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, Giri Govardhan, we distributed more than 30,000 Bhagavad Gitas, and the whole credit goes to our community team, our Brahmachari Sankirtan team, the East London Bhakti Vriksha, and each and every devotee who are engaged in the service of Lord Chaitanya and distributing Bhagavad Gitas to each and every soul of London. We really want to thank our temple authorities who always support us. We're very grateful for the inspiration of His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and all other exalted Vaishnavas, and of course A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Also, the Be a Gardener campaign has sprung up in ISKCON London, and ridiculously, we have already smashed our goal, and it's already been a month, and we have already done double than our decided goal. The power was so high that we ran out of CC sets in the whole UK. But somehow, Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we are back on track. We still have a month to go, and we are very excited for the Bhadra campaign, as we have decided to double up our distribution of sets as we commemorating the 60th anniversary of ISKCON this year. So we want to do 600 Bhagavatam sets, which is a very, very big goal for us. And we really need your prayers and guidance and advice and instructions. It sounds impossible, but as our slogan says, we assume it can be done. Hari Bol.
'Cause we cover the earth just like the sun. We assume that it can be done.
Hare Krishna, such an enlivening offering. Almost felt like we can jump out of the screen and join the devotees here in London. Thank you so much, Ankinchana Vita Prabhu, who I believe is also on the call, for that ecstatic offering, for putting it together, and congratulations on already smashing your goal for the Be a Gardener campaign. We pray for the ever increase of all the devotees, the scores, the goals, the enthusiasm, and the resources your way. Hare Krishna. Moving on now, we are going to Russia for their offering from the Live to Give campaign.
Live to give, we live to give.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, Shishi Gornitai, we came together to celebrate the Live to Give campaign 2025. Devotees from Russia had a nice time by distributing Srimad Bhagavad Gita to the citizens of Russia and tourists. And this time Krishna made special arrangement, and Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, he gifted Bhagavad Gita to President of Russia, Mr. Putin, and this event was highly presented by TV, so many people became interested to get a Bhagavad Gita. Around 20 temples has reported about distributing Bhagavad Gita. Our goal was to distribute 5,000 Gitas, but we smashed this goal, and by mercy of Krishna, devotees has distributed 10,000 Bhagavad Gitas. So we hope that Krishna will give us more and more opportunities to do this wonderful service for the satisfaction of Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shishi Gorintaya, please, we are praying to get your mercy and to increase book distribution more and more. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Over 20 temples reporting their scores for the Live to Give campaign in Russia. Amazing success, and the Bhagavad Gita that Maharaj had on display, as well as the different stories of inspiration that Maharaj has been sharing throughout the Live to Give campaign, are a testimony that when devotees tax their brains, as Srila Prabhupada wanted the leaders to do, there is abundant ways of increasing book distribution. Now we're moving on to a different continent, going to South America to hear how their book distribution went for the Live to Give campaign.
Live to give, we live to give.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. I am speaking here on behalf of Latin American BBD, and maybe as you can see the numbers, you will realize that these numbers are increasing. So for that, we took two different strategies. The first one is that we edit a new softbound Bhagavad Gita, this one, and this Bhagavad Gita is cheaper for the street distribution. That's one of the reasons of our increasing. The second one is that we made a campaign 3 per 2. That means that in the buy, when the devotees buy 2 boxes, they get a free box. So this free box was sponsored by our well-wishers in Silicon Valley and in all LAFTA areas. So that's very significant in the book distribution, as you may see, because the devotees go out with these Bhagavad Gitas that are cheaper and buying them in 3 per 2. I mean, they only pay 2 and they have an extra one. So that diminish drastically their concern about money or reward. So they go and freely distribute in all Latin American streets Bhagavad Gita. So this ensemble with LAFTA created a synergy that goes to schools and go to streets and everywhere, distributing easy Bhagavad Gita. So this area, Latin American area, is also with Brazil right now. That you will see that their numbers are very, very inspiring. And at the same time, we have the port of all Portuguese and Spanish area, that is also Spain and also Portugal. So that is also Spain and also Portugal. So we have a very nice work together. So thank you, Vaisheshika Prabhu, for challenge us to make it always better. All glories to Sankirtan movement, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.
All glories to all the devotees in Latin America. As we're listening to all these offerings, I was reminded of the very famous arrival address from Srila Prabhupada when he came to Los Angeles, where he said that this is my request: print as many books in as many languages and distribute them throughout the whole world. Then the Krishna consciousness movement will automatically increase. And I'm sure hearing all these wonderful good news broadcasts from all over the world is pleasing Srila Prabhupada by the collective effort of all the devotees. We're moving up north from South America, and now we're at we're going all the way to Canada. So Canada, by Anuttama Prabhu, the offering from Canada.
Live to give, we live to give.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances unto the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. The 2025 Live to Give campaign saw a multitude of arrays in which the books were distributed, especially the Bhagavad Gita as it is. We started off with a meager goal of 20,000 Bhagavad Gitas, coming off a historic campaign the previous year with the energy dedicated towards His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And we saw a lot of enthusiastic participation, including in the Shastra Dan program in various other centers. And they got really creative with distributing books in medical offices, hospice thrift stores, local libraries, little free libraries, and so on. We also had the Montreal Temple dispatch a whole array of books because of our diplomatic relations in Canada being better with Cuba than the United States. We were able to dispatch a lot of Spanish books down to Cuba, which were distributed there to the people in a very difficult country to distribute any sort of religious literatures. But on the guise of yoga and meditation, we were able to do so. We also saw door knocking, going to various festivals, talking to various individuals, and making sure that the Bhagavad Gita is well known and well spread. As a result of our extra 29 centers, which is a total record, we were able to get more books going out to different parts of the country. Canada usually used to have just a handful of centers on our North American map, not just a few years ago. And now we see that we have 29 centers and we're growing. Srila Prabhupada, our total score for the Live to Give campaign was 26,662 Bhagavad Gitas. This was an all-time record, surpassing our score from last year. And this was done despite inclement weather with lots of snow, frigid cold conditions, lots of rain on the west coast, or devotees falling sick, or some centers had to increase our prices for the books, yielding to lower books being distributed. But despite all this, we were able to surpass our goals, and we were able to share this wisdom far and wide across the country. Dear Srila Prabhupada, it is our hope and wish that we continue to engage in your service, and I am truly grateful for each and every Sankirtan leader, volunteer, temple president, and council member who have supported this initiative across the country, and we're hoping to engage in this energy more and more to share Lord Chaitanya's mission across Canada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jai Anuttama Prabhu. Thank you for leading Canada and organizing all the book distribution here across the 29 centers, for always being prompt with your score reports and your offering as well. Thank you so much for all your service, and all glories to Team Canada. I can attest to the weather and all the challenges, but we all have our own, and we assume it can be done, and we march on. Now moving on to Nandini Kishori Mataji, who will be sharing the update from USA.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. We are gathered here to offer Team USA's Live to Give campaign, which started on Bhadra Purnima and concluded on January 8, 2026. Srila Prabhupada, you mentioned to Rupanuga Prabhu on January 11, 1976, all the leaders should tax their brains for increasing the sales of our books. I have always said that if we simply rely on book distribution, all our needs will be met. Under Vaisheshika Prabhu's expert leadership, who perfectly fulfills your order, we marched ahead. Our goal was to distribute 225,850 Gitas. The highlights of the campaign were: Honolulu Temple increased their BBT remittance 7-fold, followed by Columbus Temple, which tripled it, and they are building a huge, massive temple. Our own Alachua Temple, led by Mukhya Prabhu, doubled their BBT remittance, closely followed by Boston, Atlanta, Orlando, New Goloka, and Dallas temples. Srila Prabhupada, your movement is expanding. 5 new centers joined the campaign: Nilachala Dham in Warwick, Maryland, New Mahavan Dham, Fort Myers, Florida, ISKCON of 22nd Avenue in New York, and San Antonio, Texas. Our special mention goes to Team ISV, which distributed 79,213 Gitas and remitted $1.25 million to BBT LA. They attended festivals, led traveling Sankirtan parties, did language-focused distribution, and did corporate Sankirtan. They placed 40,000 plus Gitas in hotels and motels. Team Los Angeles distributed 47,222 Gitas and remitted $407,937 to BBT, whereas Krishna Life remitted $330,194 to BBT. And Team Baltimore distributed 20,280 Gitas. And the most special mention goes to Spanish Fork Utah Temple. In June 2025, bullets were fired over several nights while devotees and guests were inside this palatial 15-acre temple. Structural damages occurred, large financial losses occurred. Due to your presence, Prabhupada, fortunately nobody was hurt physically. And still, this team led by Charu Prabhu increased their BBT remittance by 40% because they showed how Hare Krishnas react. Dear Prabhupada, Kids Sankirtan continues to shine across the USA. Moreover, enthusiastic youngsters across North America are joining. They celebrated Global Youth Book Distribution Day. There's a new surge in youngsters. Arabic and Farsi book distribution remains a highlight for North America, with Team ISV shining bright. They distributed 500 plus Gitas and 10,000 plus books in Arabic and Farsi languages to recipients from all Middle Eastern nations, in addition to Afghanistan, Algeria, Pakistan, Ethiopia, and Yemen. As we make this offering, we are pleased to report that Team USA distributed a total of 224,039 books and counting, surpassing this last year's total of 221,657 Gitas. We thank all the devotees who contributed in this marathon from 58 communities, making it a grand success. We are grateful to all leaders who encourage their communities to participate. Our sincere gratitude to Swaz Prabhu at BBTLA for facilitating the book distribution. Our sincerest gratitude to Vaisheshika Prabhu for his guiding vision. We pray at yours and Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet to bless our global community, global Sankirtan team, and may every book distributor feel empowered and cared for. May we always work together in the spirit of selfless sacrifice and cooperation. May the Lord give us intelligence to incrementally increase our capacity to distribute Bhagavad Gitas all over the world in an ever-increasing numbers. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Nandini Kishori Mataji, for that ecstatic report, for highlighting the different success stories from around from around USA, and for collecting scores from 58 centers. That in itself is a miracle. For those of you who know what I mean, how hard it is to get in touch with all the devotees, compile the scores, and report them. Thank you so much. It's such an enlivening report. We're moving backwards or eastwards again for some other offerings. Especially coming up is the offering from Madhya Purva Deshas. Naikatma Prabhu, who is their fearless leader in spite of his tough health situation, he's been rallying the troops there, and coming up now is the offering that was sent on his behalf from the Madhya Purva Deshas. Some of the most amazing innovations come from there, so stay tuned.
Hare Krishna. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. Team Madhya Purva Deshas set a goal to distribute at least 70,000 Bhagavad Gitas for this campaign. In a letter to Lalit Kumar, 27 November 1971, Srila Prabhupada mentioned this point about why he is stressing about distributing his books. Many fanatic spiritual movements have come and gone, but without the flawless philosophy of Krishna, they cannot stand. Therefore, I want especially that my books and literature should be distributed profusely. This is our substance, real philosophical information, not some weak sentiments. So, try for this, to give all men this Krishna philosophy, and many real devotees will come with us back to home, back to Godhead. Madhya Purva Desha's devotee congregations have tried a variety of new initiatives to inspire the congregation members and new members to do Gita distribution or Gita Dan. Our in-home Bhakti Vrikshas are the major pillar of book distribution. In addition, we have pop-up temples and festivals like Damodar Aarti, Kirtan Mela, Bal Utsav, and other preaching programs are used effectively. Bhakti Vriksha leaders inspire the devotees to call their friends, office colleagues, family members to inspire them to gift Bhagavad Gita to their relatives in India. Money is collected here and books are dispatched from various temples in India to their respective addresses. In Sanatan Dham, devotees tried very successfully organizing Gita Parayan. Depending on their queries, different shlokas are read and solutions prescribed by Lord. Basis the shlokas, discussions are done to inspire them. This helps to collect Gita Dan for 3,870 Gitas in Sanatan Dham. In Balram Desh, devotees organize Tulabaram, weighing the weight of the donor against Gitas in equivalent weight and collect this as Gita Dan. This helped to build a lot of excitement and get a very good Gita Dan score of 4,567 Gitas. In Damodar Desh, during Kirtan Rasa in December 25, Young children begged devotees and visitors to do Gita Dan for about 1,600 Gitas. Devotees put up an innovative display of Bhagavad Gita in over 50 languages titled World Gita Exhibition, which became a selfie point, gathering inquisitive visitors. We inspired them to buy a Gita, gift a Gita to India, or do Gita Dan. In addition, Bhakti Vriksha devotees collect and devotees manage congregation book table and book distribution in old temple and the bookstall in the new temple in Damodar Desh helped to get a score of 14,526 Gitas. Devotees are still collecting Gita Dan, and we hope that in a week or so we are able to reach the goal of 18,000 Gitas. By mercy, we have seen a very good response. As we make this offering, we are pleased to report that we achieved a score of 60,251 Gitas against an ambitious goal that we set of 70,000 Gitas. This is still lower than the original goal set. So now I'll give a quick score of various desh within Madhya Purva Desh. Avatari Desh, BND group, 12687 Gitas. Avatari Desh, SSKD, 9,000 Gitas. Kanaya Desh, 6,008 Gitas. Balram Desh, 4,567 Gitas. Damodar Desh, 14,526 Gitas. Gauranga Desh, 1,200 Gitas. Krishna Katha Desh, 4,601 Gitas. Mathura Desh, 3,629 Gitas. Sanatan Dham, 3,870 Gitas. Shamadesh, 850 Gitas. Yatra leaders, Sankirtan leaders have supported various book distribution program of various ISKCON temples with the collected Gita Dan funds. We have distributed Gitas in and around India and will continue to distribute. The major projects which we supported are Tribal Gita project in East India, Maharashtra, village distribution in Padayatra, school children program in Andhra Pradesh, villages in Tamil Nadu, jail distribution in Sikkim, school and college preaching programs in various parts of India. We also supported Gita distribution in Prahladesh, Bangladesh and Nepal, and special distribution in West Africa and Bali. We pray at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu to empower us in our work together as one global team to spread the Sankirtan movement all over the world. Your servant, Naikatma Das, under the guidance of His Grace Shivalava Das Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Jai Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Naikatma Prabhu. I see that you're also on the call. Thank you for your tireless service despite your health and bringing everybody together for all the innovations that come from Madhya Purva Deshas. It is a challenging environment to distribute books openly, but you've strategized so many innovative ways. Thank you so much for all your glorious service. Wrapping up the offerings now, we're excited to hear the final offering from India, but the Live to Give campaign.
Live to give, we live to give.
Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. The scores for ISKCON India has just come in. 163 centers have reported. Some more are in the process of reporting. While going through the score, Srila Prabhupada, I was remembering how 61 years ago you came alone to Delhi, shifting your base from Mumbai to Delhi. You approached my grandfather, Sri Onkar Malji Saraf's place for making Delhi your base. My uncle, Sri Bihari Lalji Saraf, who was a young man at that time, was at the shop. He received you. Later, Onkar Malji showed you the Chippivada temple, which became your base while you were there. My uncle Bihari Lalji, who was a young man, recalls even now how all you wanted while you were there in Delhi with them was to print your books, do some printing. Always talking of printing, they saw you struggling alone in the dark alleys of old Delhi, carrying papers, visiting printers and trying to raise some funds, and you will visit them and talk of your international vision, and they would only say, Swamiji, first take some breakfast. They thought you were dreaming or imagining too many things. But Srila Prabhupada, by your blessings now, you are joined by thousands and thousands of your sincere followers to assist you in this divine mission of yours. We would also request you, Srila Prabhupada, that the world situation is very critical. Load of karma is piling up individually and collectively. The Indian government has just today released the annual budget, and their focus as usual is on meat and marine exports. The whole setup is so sinful, and the predictions in the next 5 years are very grim. So we humbly pray at the dust of your lotus feet that please bless us to increase your book distribution around the world more and more. For your transcendental pleasure, Srila Prabhupada, here are the book scores for the marathon 25-26 for India. Chaitanya Charitamrita sets 3,587. Srimad Bhagavatam set 16,394 sets. Mahabig books 46,91,555. Big books 1,99,100. Medium books 1,92,384. Small books 1,33,768. Magazines 1,73,875. Leelamritas 1,467 sets. 1 year BTG subscription 2,806 and regional 3,561. Total book count, Srila Prabhupada, for your pleasure, 63,18,497. Total book points, 1 crore, 12,87,142. That means 11.2 million and 87,142. Last year, we distributed 40 lakh 42,276 Mahabig books. So there almost we have exceeded the last year's score in terms of Mahabig books by 7 lakhs. Srila Prabhupada kindly bless us to do more and more.
Hare Krishna Jai. Thank you so much, Sahdev Prabhu and Team India for that glorious report. We had to move the celebration by 1 week as many centers were still sending in scores. And I can say that it was definitely worth the wait. We're moving on to Ranchor Prabhu now, who's going to share with us the consolidated reports and some fun facts about how we did as a one world team.
Hare Krishna. Accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Just getting it up now. So this year, our goal for the Live to Give marathon, Prabhupada marathon, was 4.6 million Bhagavad Gitas, and our tagline was Be Brave. We chose this tagline in reference to Srila Prabhupada's self-narrated pastime, where he described as a young boy, he climbed the scaffolding of the then to be constructed Victorian Memorial. And the devotees were like, wow, that's hundreds of meters in the air. You must have been very brave. And Prabhupada said, yes, I was brave, and I'm still brave, because how could I have come to your country and preached Krishna consciousness if I wasn't brave? So to recognize the courage of every book distributor, we chose this slogan. Let's go through the maps. New Zealand distributed 6,507 Bhagavad Gitas. Australia did close to 32,000 Bhagavad Gitas. And Fiji, our leading indicator country, set a record for themselves, doing 3,266 Bhagavad Gitas. If we look at the context of the rest of the continent, we see that there's 2,000 registered businesses in Oceania, 32,000 koalas in Oceania, 35,000 flights a week in Oceania, but over 41,000 Bhagavad Gitas distributed in Oceania during the 2025 Live to Give campaign. So they're exceeding so many different metrics in their region. Moving over to Africa, we see 15,189 Bhagavad Gitas distributed over the continent. As Tirumala Mataji said in her offering, they did 10 countries. And as you can see, gradually we're starting to see the whole map of Africa light up, which Maharaj has been saying that that's his desire for so long. To contextualize, there's 1,000 registered businesses in Africa, 2,000 airports in Africa, 7,000 black rhinos in Africa, and over 15,000 Bhagavad Gitas distributed. So two for every rhino, even though they can't read. Moving on to Europe, going north, totally between the UK, Russia, and all of continental Europe, 111,394 Bhagavad Gitas were distributed. This is 20,000 more than their previous record, 20 or 15,000 more than their previous record. So they really did make the effort to go and smash their goals. There's 11,000 McDonald's in Europe, 27,000 museums, 60,000 railway stations, but this year 111,000 Bhagavad Gitas were distributed across the entire continent. So they're really smashing the local records. Moving west in South America, there is 17,367 Bhagavad Gitas distributed. This is a 70% increase from the year prior, which was double the year prior. So they definitely very much are on the rise. And following the trend, 2,000 Starbucks in South America, 3,000 museums, 7,000 guanacos, which are like llamas in South America, but 17,000 Bhagavad Gitas distributed on the South American continent. Moving up north, there's 221,046 Bhagavad Gitas distributed in the States. I think that in the video offering there was a higher number because the scores are still coming in. We'll try to get that map finalized. But if you'll notice this year, the 26th Avenue Center joined the campaign, which is the first center that Srila Prabhupada had when he came to New York. So it's now coming full circle. Even the center that Srila Prabhupada started is now active in our marathons. So all glories to them and the whole American effort. Going up further to our northern neighbors, Canada distributed 26,116 Bhagavad Gitas, which is a record for them despite all of the unfavorable conditions like the weather and the exchange rate and so many other things. So congratulations to all the devotees in Canada. Seeing the statistics for North America as a whole, 19,000 public libraries, 55,000 grizzly bears, 147,000 K through 12 schools, and 250,000 Bhagavad Gitas distributed in North America. So every grizzly bear could almost get 5 Bhagavad Gitas. So congratulations to all the devotees. Like rhinos, they can't read. Moving on to the Far East, we've gotten a few scores here totaling just north of 84,000. We heard about the wonderful results from Madhya Pradesh that have been pushing so hard despite so many conditions. But also want to recognize Bangladesh, who despite the many different tensions and political instability in the country, distributed almost 19,000 Bhagavad Gitas. And also Thailand jumped in the campaign this year, distributing almost 2,400 Bhagavad Gitas. And Japan also smashed their goal. There's 9,000 Starbucks in this region, 11,000 airports, 25,000 islands, and 64,000 at the time of the graphic, but now 84,000 during the Live to Give campaign. So congrats to these devotees that work in very difficult conditions. And finally, one of the largest and most powerful yatras, India, 190 centers all over India participated, coming up with 4,565,771 Bhagavad Gitas, which is a significant increase from the year prior. And for one last time, there's 1.4 million doctors in India, 2 million banks in India, 2.8 million businesses in India, and 4.5 million Bhagavad Gitas were distributed in India. So hats off to the incredible efforts of the devotees. It's a large continent, it's a large yatra, and they do really well every year. Seeing the results of the entire world, tabulating it all up, we as a One World team have distributed 5,082,338 Bhagavad Gitas this year during the Live to Give campaign in 2025. You can see all the different scores across all the different continents. But more notably, that means we've crossed the baseline of 5 million Bhagavad Gitas. We were supposed to hit this next year, but our team was so ecstatic and enthusiastic that we hit it a year early. So congrats to all the devotees for hitting the magic 5 million mark. This is just the start, but it's still worth celebrating. Congratulations to everyone. Haribol. As Shamoni Mataji said this morning or last night in Oceania, the One World team, after one campaign, they just start another campaign. So the next campaign is already in full swing, the Be a Gardener campaign to share Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It started the day after Live to Give ended and will be ending on Gaur Purnima, which is March 3rd this year. The goals will be coming out shortly. And this weekend we'll actually have a training session, which will be hosted by the BBT MCI team, inviting guests from ISKCON London, ISKCON Pune, and ISKCON Silicon Valley. So if you want to hear how ISKCON London smashed their goal in just a month and hear how other yatras are pushing Chaitanya Charitamrita distribution beyond the limits, please join the session.
Thank you so much, Ranjan. Go ahead.
Yes. Finally, we always bring up this quote about Srila Prabhupada saying that he's blindly following his Guru Maharaj. I do not know what is the result, so I'm stressing on this point of book distribution. He told me this personally, and we can see that Srila Prabhupada's sincere execution of the desire of his spiritual master has had such a wonderful effect across the whole world. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ranjan Prabhu, can you bring up the screen with the final numbers for 2025 Live to Give campaign, please?
Yes, give me 1 second.
Sure. Thank you. Okay. So Uttama Krishna Prabhu, this is the number. Dear devotees, this is the number of Bhagavad Gitas in 2025. Scores are still pouring in, so we do hope that this number will go up. But 5,082,338 Bhagavad Gitas in several different languages by several different devotees, from New Zealand, where sheep outnumber people, to Canada, where the temperatures are so cold, from places where we can go openly and distribute Bhagavad Gitas, to places where people have to find subtle ways or discrete ways to distribute. Everywhere, all of us together, we've been able to distribute 5,082,338 Bhagavad Gitas. And like Vaisheshika Prabhu says, it's not nothing. This is a baseline from where we're going to take over the whole world, cover the earth in the service of Srila Prabhupada. All of us together, we've been a part of this. All the Sankirtan leaders who worked really hard, tirelessly organizing their teams, organizing their regional teams, their national teams, even just organizing their own households so that book distribution can continue. All glories to your service. Thank you to the back-end team from the BBT Marketing, Communications and Innovations, Ranchor Prabhu for his data analysis, Sham Bhakti Mataji for capturing all the data, Siddhanta Sagar Prabhu for the maps, for the slides and the videos, and Jishnu Prabhu for the maps, and for everybody else who's been tirelessly serving so that book distribution can continue. We're going to conclude with a message from His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, and stay tuned for the next campaign, which is on now, the Be a Gardener, and we'll see you next Saturday for the training on how to distribute Chaitanya Charitamrita. So let's hear from Vaisheshika Prabhu now.
Live to give, we live to give.
Congratulations to everyone on our magnificent global team. It's magnificent because the spirit of working together brings us closer in service. In this material world, it's easy to drift apart, see the differences. Sankirtan is a uniting force. Book distribution is very specific. We're making goals every year. We're smashing them together. We're recognizing that we're hand in hand. We're following the orders of Srila Prabhupada. The mood of the Sampradaya is to give mercy. In fact, Sampradaya means giving the complete gift to the world. It's the one thing that's lacking. What a fantastic year. We've been chasing the 5 million Bhagavad Gita mark for the last 5 years, and I think we hit it. In fact, I think we surpassed it. To all those who took the courage to go out, outside the comfort of the ashram, your home, your car, the warmth, the air conditioning, whatever it may be, to give somebody else an opportunity to come directly in contact with not only Krishna speaking the Bhagavad Gita, but Srila Prabhupada's divine purports. Good for you. This is the greatest austerity, not in that it's hard, but that it's pleasing to Lord Krishna. We did it together. We have a lot more in us. We're just realizing our potential. Let's make this era the era that changed the world because of Sankirtan, especially the amplified Sankirtan, the Brihat Madanga, of distributing ever-increasing numbers of Srila Prabhupada's books around the world. Come what may, we're pleasing the previous acharyas, and that's the main point. I'm so grateful to everybody, all the team leaders, everyone, from the children to the seniors, everybody who went out to distribute books. Everyone counts. Look forward to doing it again and again and asking for Lord Chaitanya's help. Keep up the great work. Congratulations to everybody. Hare Krishna. Let's live to give.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We're all smashing goals together. We did it together again. It's the greatest austerity, like Vaisheshika Prabhu said, not because it's difficult, but because it's definitely pleasing to the previous acharyas. Vanchar Prabhu, like to close?
Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, dear Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and Sri Sri Radha Krishna, if you so desire, please empower the entire One Road team to continue expanding their book distribution for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, for your satisfaction, and for the good fortune of the entire world. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One World Team ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.